Amherst Media has been producing, training, and cablecasting stories of the people, places, and topics that make up the town of Amherst's history for the past 47 years. This year witnessed the closing of Amherst Media's facility for the past 31 years and the temporary relocation to 101 University Drive until their new facility is built. With the help of tireless staff and interns, the move was completed in early June. Regardless of their location, the cameras have continued to record the stories around the town. Working with material recorded by Leah Newberger and Cole Grabber Mitchell for the Amherst Cultural Council, Amherst Media staff have edited videos about local artists Nancy Marr and Lorna Ritz, along with a comprehensive look at how the Amherst Ballet have found creative ways to perform their dance pieces during COVID lockdowns. Not all coverage of the art scene was Amherst specific. A trip to Springfield's Art for the Soul gallery resulted in meeting the artist Carlos Matteau in his Pop Geometrics exhibition. Their cameras were there for the first India and Pakistan celebration of Independence Day, complete with speeches, music, dance, and food. These were the same ingredients that made the Pride Day at the Mill District such a spirited success. The second annual federal holiday, Juneteenth, saw the ancestral Bridges Walk move the attendees from the West Cemetery to the Dickinson Museum and onwards to the Amherst Historical Society Strawn House, and eventually ended up at two of the historically black churches in Amherst, the Hope and Goodwin Memorial Zion Church, where spirituals were sung by the Zion Choral. George Naughton has continued to produce the twice-a-month History Bite segments. One popular segment was The Storm in the War That Changed Amherst, presented by Blair Common. Through George's introduction, Amherst Media's newest staff member, Yana Oak, was invited to speak with Amherst Historical Society members on how she might help them prepare a show on the Cambodian community's history in Amherst. Interest in this project was spurred on by Yana's documentation of the Cambodian New Year celebration in the city of Lowell and her deep connection to those in Amherst striving to maintain the Cambodian culture. Memorial Day weekend saw the second annual Odinong powwow hosted by Justin Beatty. Available to those in attendance were handmade crafts, singing and dancing, along with artwork from the Native American First Nations. Amherst Media was there for the restart of in-person Trivia Bee event, annually sponsored by the Amherst Education Foundation, a local fundraiser for a very good cause, with Tony Maroulis hosting the event. Longtime Amherst Media collaborators, the League of Women Voters, invited Amherst Media to their Judy Brooks Forum to discuss the current conditions and future role Amherst Media could play in the ever-expanding new online world of local media. Amherst Media was able to join forces with Northampton Open Media to cover the Hampshire County Sheriff debate, as well as cablecast the League's Know Your Commonwealth offices, giving people the opportunity to ask questions and get clarifications on the roles of the various statewide offices. On the local scene, the newly formed body, Community Responders for Equity, Safety, and Service, known as CRESS, held a forum for the community to meet its first director, Earl Miller. Additionally, a committee was established to study and develop reparation proposals for people of African heritage in Amherst, as well as to pursue the end of structural racism and achieve racial equity for Black residents. Amherst Media is proud to have staff member Alexis Kim Reed as one of the appointed Assembly members. Demetria Shabazz, longtime co-producer of the show Difficult Dialogues, shared her work as scholar on the traveling exhibit Voices of Resilience, Intersections of Women on the Move. Joe Ronca continued his long-running show Creating a Human Rights Culture with guests such as Glenroy Buchanan, founder of Pioneer Valley of New England Growers Co-op. While Jamie Chernoff continued to grow her faithful and active viewers of Healthy Bones and Balance, this show continues to engage and energize our elder population. Amherst Media saw the return of Fadi Hassan, producer of the Be Green environmental program, with her new show, Talking Out of Line, which tackles the topics of diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging in many different genres and settings, such as her interview with Aaliyah Jones Harvey, currently the only woman of color in the role of leading producer on Broadway. Aaliyah brings diversity via cast, creative teams, and management. To give witness to the passing of two local personalities with wide and varied followers, Amherst Media is requested by the History Department of UMass to stream a testimony by friends and scholars to the life and legacy of Stephen B. Oates, longtime professor, prolific author of biographies on 19th century American historical figures. While the family of Bear Turkle asked for the recording of Friends of Remembrance of Bear, the software developer, musician, community activist, and glue to so many people in the greater Amherst area for their family legacy. That's not to say longtime producer Retson Noor didn't have a unique way to look at life from a very special angle by sharing his old school, new normal spirit Halloween special. He never fails to bring us back around to what this is all about. For many, that reality is the transparency of local government, provided by Amherst Media's coverage and cable casting of local government bodies such as the Town Council, the Planning Board, the Finance Committee, and the two school committees. In an attempt to expand on the coverage of local issues facing the Amherst community and trying to provide additional facts, the Amherst Weekly Report was established a few years ago, led and run by college interns. The issues covered look at both current topics and others that have not yet been publicly discussed. The AWR is attempting to bring the voices of those in the community seldom, if ever, heard. Thank you for your support and participation. We cannot do this in a vacuum. The people make this ideal, free speech, a reality. Raise your voice.